If you're enjoying Pigoted Podcast, why not sign up to our Patreon? You can get access to loads of extra stuff. You get access to extra episodes every single week. You get access to giveaways that we do. We've done giveaways on rum, giveaways on NFTs, loads of sponsorship stuff. You get access to the Discord community. You get early access on episodes that are being released. You get to ask questions to our guests. There's loads of extra stuff that you get, and it starts from just £1 a week, £4 a month. Think about it this way. Would you miss an episode of Pigoted if we didn't release one? Yeah? Well, would you miss £1 if it went out of your bank account? No? Well then, get yourself signed up to our Patreon, because by supporting the podcast, you're helping to make it possible. You're helping to pay for all of the recording space and all of the equipment. So please, if you do enjoy the podcast, check out the Patreon. You get loads of extra benefits, and a big thank you from me. Enjoy the podcast. This week's podcast is brought to you by Window World. Window World are the home of rock bottom prices on all of your UPVC windows, doors and conservatories. Right now they're doing a very special deal where you can get 8 windows and 2 doors for only £2,495. So if you're thinking about getting new windows or doors, if you want to upgrade yourself for 2022, then get yourself down to windowworldupvc.co.uk or give them a call on 0151 531 0056. That's Window World, the home of great quality windows and doors. Welcome to Pigoted Podcast. Joining us today is Ishan fucking Akbar.
Hello.
King of the guests of Northwest Comedy, I would say. Like,
you reckon?
In terms of Northwest podcasts, I think you're the GOAT, and then it's followed by Jamie Hutchinson.
I would say Jamie Hutchinson is the
who
GOAT.
has come from nowhere, because he wasn't getting on Have a Word before The Last Dance, was he? He was not getting on. And then he came on and he was the perfect podcast guest. And now all of a sudden that stock has risen.
I would say Jamie Hutchinson is the GOAT because he's Northwest based. I would say the GOAT of the
But
non-Northern.
You're an adopted.
Yeah, I am an adopted Northerner.
Yeah.
That's something I have to say I really, really appreciate from you guys, because I know you all think Southerners are a bunch of soft cunts.
Yeah.
And I'm a soft cunt you like.
Do you know what, though? I don't think we do think that Londoners are soft. I think there's a certain type of Londoner. So you're Jeff Innocent Londoner. You're sort of like,
Oh, yeah. That's what you get from me, don't you?
What? I've been down the fucking... like that. Again, that's like... You know, my southern brother. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Salt
I
of
get
the earth
that
kind of stuff.
But the Londoner that I don't like is like, oh my gosh, you know.
I thought you were going to give me a name.
Right.
I really thought you went, there's Jeff Innocent, who I like, and
Aye, okay. I'm not going to give you a name, but the sort of Londoner that I don't like is that, oh my gosh, you know, the thing is with Shoreditch, right, is that it is actually really nice, but it's just a commute, you know? Yeah. It's just a commute. It's like, that's the sort of Londoner that makes me want to fucking choke people.
The thing is my career, my background, all of it should be the kind of London you hate.
Yes.
I worked in the city.
Yeah.
For 6 years, I was a government policy advisor.
Yeah.
Hung out in Shoreditch and Hackney. I was born in the East End.
But
I went to private school.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know you went to private school.
That's podcast is over.
That's pissed me off a little bit.
I went on a scholarship though. To be fair, I went on an academic scholarship.
Okay, so an academic scholarship is when you're poor, but then they go, this kid might have some brains.
Yeah, when they were like, yeah, he hasn't got the money to pay for this.
Yeah.
But we're going to pay for his tuition and everything else, so you can come to the school. And then I was basically a bang average B grade student.
Really? That's disappointing, because if they're paying for you to be there, you need top tier grades, don't you?
I was the bebe of private school.
Principal came into the office and said to the staff room, we've sang Cleberson.
It looks good on the videos.
We've got Eshan Jemba Jemba.
So good they named him Twat. Fucking
Do you know what? We've started off 3 minutes in with 3 really niche shit Man United footballers that I reckon of our viewership, maybe 7 people are going to get.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm more the Adnan Januzaj of it. Right?
Oh, really?
Because I burst onto the scene.
Flashes of
Mate,
brilliance.
first 2 years, I came top in everything for the year, right? Latin, just smashed it.
So you can speak Latin?
I used to be able to. I can't now. Don't. I won't be able to.
I've got. So this is the difference between us. You used to be able to speak Latin, and I've got a Latin tattoo on my foot.
And do you know what the tattoo says?
No, I just asked for Latin. Yes, of course. Put some Latin on there, mate. So whatever you want. In vino veritas. Couldn't give a shit. No, I've got. Oh God, it's the second tattoo I ever got when I was 18, right? And I was going on a lad's holiday. And I fancied myself at the time as being quite deep and thoughtful and introspective.
Yeah. Sorry, at the time.
Yeah, as opposed to now, where I sort of know my place in the hierarchy of intellects. We were going to Magaluf as well, classic. And I thought, well, the way to stand out and shag bitches in Magaluf is quite clearly to be the thoughtful, introspective type. Yeah. So I brought a book. Because I thought I was going to be like this fucking cool, mysterious type at the pool. Oh, do you know what? It was something by, do you know, I think it might have been Naked Lunch by William S. Burroughs or something like that.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, I was quite into American literature at the time, Beat Generation, Kerouac, Ginsberg. Yeah. You're looking at me like you didn't know that I knew these things.
No, I knew.
Very sweet. Yeah. I've got art in here. I've got art in here, I'll have you know. I'm sat behind the Great Wave of...
The Great Wave of Japan or Shishima or whatever it is, isn't it?
What, say Kanagawa?
Kanagawa.
By Hokusai.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. I've also got a Basquiat print knocking about that I was meant to put up with today.
Spell Basquiat.
What, sorry? Basquiat.
Smashed it.
Yeah, thank you. Spell Basquiat. Also, it's not that hard to spell. It's not.
Do you know what? I love a spelling bee.
It's not like there's any silent letters going on.
The thing with me is, I think I've said this before. Like when I get drunk, I challenge people to spelling tests.
Have you seen? So I sometimes watch spelling tests on
bees. Yeah,
on YouTube. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I saw one on TikTok the other day that had me howling. Right. It was this little kid, about 10 years old.
Was he Indian?
No, white.
Oh.
Right, and this is important. And he had sort of one of those southern drawl, my dad might be racist accents.
Yeah, okay.
You know, like, I'm here at the spelling bee, and I'm a show all them people, the whites are the young boys, the best spellers. You know what I mean? Like, he's got that. Yeah. Anyway, right? The word comes up, and it's a word for an Ethiopian king, right?
Selassie.
No. It was like an old word for an Ethiopian king, and the word was negus, Negus, right? And that's why the video went viral, is because you could see the little boy's face. And he clearly heard that word before, probably screamed at by his dad when someone undercut him on the motorway. And he's like, can you spell the word again? Can you use the word in a sentence? Yes, your dad told me he had... It was like an Ethiopian king of the blah, 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 blah dynasty, active in Africa.
He's the king of the...
The new film by Mel Gibson. Oh my God. But yeah, it went viral, and I just remember the little kid's face, because he was like, it reminded me of, the South Park episode with Randy Marsh.
Oh, that's so funny.
Naggers.
People who annoy you.
It's naggers, people that nag.
That's one of my favourite bits of South Park. It was so funny.
It's one of the funniest bits as well, when the cameraman just moves like this and it's a black guy. It's funniest.
South Park is so good.
South Park's amazing.
So good.
And do you know what? I remember as a kid, South Park was like fart jokes. It was like, Cartman's got something stuck up his arse and he's farting loads. And then, at some point, the writers were like, let's do incredible political satire and commentary. And it's incredible.
It's properly good satire, too.
Oh, it's so funny. It's so good.
Better than the stuff we do. We don't do satire in the UK.
No.
No.
Why do you think that might be?
I don't think we've ever really done... Well, that's a lie. I think in the 80s, when Thatcher was in power, I think the UK was so divided, it was easier to do satire.
Yeah.
Now, I think there are so many red Tories and blue Labour voters
Yeah.
that it's actually quite difficult to find the bit which is satirical.
Yeah.
But also, it seems like the people who are in power, I mean, everyone says this, you can't write anything funnier than what they're doing.
Yeah, well, no, I disagree with that.
Really? Why?
I disagree with that because I think you can always write something funnier than what's going on. Like, I don't think for a moment that what they are doing is the epitome or epitome, or however you say it, of comedy, right?
Yeah.
I think that this whole idea that, like, they're just too silly to parody, that's a lazy excuse by people who I think should know better. What I think the problem is, I think partly the problem is social media.
Yeah.
I think that if you're going to create really good topical content in the 80s, you had a week to write it.
Yeah.
Whereas now, you got 3 hours. Because in the first 3 hours of a story breaking, you're in a race against everyone in the world. And some of these people sit at their computers and have Photoshop skills like a fucking ninja. They can take your face and they can... Cassette Boy can make it sound like you're singing, Rage Against the Machine or whatever. There's loads of super talented people and you're against that and you're being compared to that. So I think that in terms of satire, the bar has been raised so much through social media, and the immediacy, social media and the immediacy of it is so important that it just makes it really tough.
But I take your point, but I don't think the immediacy is the thing that makes it satirical. Because Cassette Boy, I wouldn't say he's satirical. I would say that it's funny.
Yeah.
But it's not a satirical take. It's not comforting the afflicted, is it?
No, that's true.
Remember Chris Morris once said that satire is about comforting the afflicted and making the comfortable uncomfortable, something like that.
Okay.
But that whole notion of comforting the afflicted, I mean... Like, even, we talk about censorship sometimes. There was a time, I think Jimmy Carr said this, the right used to censor. Now it's the left doing the censoring.
Yeah. I have never once, ever, in nearly 12 years of comedy, I've never once had somebody come up to me after a gig who was right-wing and went, you can't be saying that, man.
Yeah.
Never. In terms of, it's like, never...
Why didn't you spell...
Yeah. If you're going to spell it...
Yeah, spell it properly.
It's not fucking Wordle, lad. Spell it properly. But yeah, it's... So for me personally, I understand what you're saying. Like it's always some sort of, like, blue-haired girl with fucking 20-odd piercings in her face.
Yeah.
And...
So I think what's happened is that's not... For me, it's slightly conflated... where the target of the joke is. And to the point about, what we can't write something funnier than what the government are doing. I agree, yeah, of course we can. We're comedians, we should be able to do it.
Yeah.
But the things they're doing, you almost couldn't write it.
Yeah.
Like, it seems so made up that the Prime Minister would, for example, tell everyone, you can't fucking go and have a party.
But in my head, what this feels like is, to use a football analogy, it's like I've given you an open goal and you've missed it, and you've gone, it was almost too easy to score. It's like, what are you talking about?
Okay, right.
You should still be able to put it in the back of the... Even if what you need to do isn't complicated, you don't need to do an awful lot with it, you just have to direct it in the right way. Then you should still be able to do that.
But I agree, but then does that make it interesting for the people watching? Because, like, I think, for me, the satirical take would be why Boris was right to have a party.
Okay.
And you have to draw the balance between what's contrarian for being contrarian's sake and what's funny about that.
Yeah.
But then also, to social media, your point, if I were to take that position, people would be like, oh, he's a raging Tory.
I see what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think people think that the terms like right-wing and Tory and free speech are all like an interchangeable person, and it's all the same. And you take one out and you can just as easily put the other one in. And I also, as well, fucking hate, this is an absolute pet peeve of mine, is that whenever we talk about what you can and can't say on stage, it gets suckered into a debate about free speech.
Yeah,
it pisses me off so much because it's got nothing to do with free speech.
Yeah.
Well, I say it has nothing to do with free speech. It's a separate issue.
Yeah.
So for me personally, it's not about free speech. It's about freedom of artistic expression. And that's a different thing.
Absolutely. And also, look, I come from South Asian stock, Pakistan, Bangladesh. I mean, the stuff I can say here.
Yeah.
Do you know I can go on a stage in Pakistan and say those things? Of course I fucking can't.
Yeah.
You've got to be joking. So sometimes when I see these debates about free speech, I'm like, the fact that you can even have a debate about free speech is a privilege in and of itself. We don't have an issue here.
But you can't, I mean, we don't have absolute free speech in the UK, and nor should we.
No, well, absolutely.
It'd be insane.
Yeah, but the level of free speech we do have
is pretty good.
Like, even compared to America, I'd say. Like, forget the comedy sitcom writers, and maybe with some stand-up. There are people with guns there, for fuck's sake.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? I've had someone turn up with a knife at a gig.
Yeah.
To one of my gigs.
Yeah.
That I could probably deal with because I have to come into very close combat. But if someone turns up with a gun, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I love the idea of you outrunning someone with a knife. You backed yourself cardiovascular-wise. I would be fucking stabbed, mate.
I'm quick over short distances.
I'd be like, no, mate. I'd be like, look, I'd rather die not out of breath. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather you just do it now and I wasn't sweaty and, fucking dying for breath for my asthma.
You'd rather be the dying for breath be the actual death.
Yeah.
As opposed to warming up to it.
Listen, mate, I'm not going to get away from you. So let's just
have at it,
have it now. Do you know what? I'd rather you stab me in a comfortable chair.
Can I just sit on the armchair? With a beer in my hand, my favourite beer.
Yeah. And then you go at it.
Yeah,
you just American Psycho me. You Patrick Bateman the shit out of me. I don't care, mate. I don't care.
Do you know what? I reckon people would be more accepting of ISIS if they did execution videos like that. Look, we are going to kill you, but this is your last time with us.
So how about this? How about this, right? ISIS execution videos, but in the style of Total Wipeout.
Yeah.
So it's them.
There's actual acid.
Yeah, it's them four massive big balls with some vat of acid underneath. You see people like, I don't want to do it. That wall with fucking things, it's just knives and fucking shit.
Oh, that'd be so funny. You get Richard Hammond commentating over it.
Yeah. Oh, he's taking a turn for the way. Really shitty puns as well.
Oh, he just got burned.
He's going to be sulfurious when he comes out.
Oh, that didn't go to plan. A bad day at the office for Jeremy there. That'd be such ISIS wipeout. That'd be fucking sick. Everybody would watch it. Even people who hate ISIS, they'd be like, I would watch this.
Al Qadira's castle. Takeshi.
Yeah. And instead of going across with holding the rings, you've got to put your neck through them. Okay. We've all had a bit of fun here.
Oh, God, we are 16, 17 minutes in. Do you know what? We've just proven that free speech thing pretty much. Because I feel comfortable making that joke here, but I reckon once I hit Turkey, I'm like, nah.
I don't believe in free speech that much.
No. I'm not
That's the
doing
other
it.
thing. The free speech jockeys, you're like, okay, you want absolute free speech? Go and say the things you want to say in front of these people.
Yeah.
We all censor ourselves.
Yeah.
The things that we say to each other, not so much off mic, but that we would say in a green room.
Yeah.
Because we're mates.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not what I'd say to my nana.
Of course.
Of course. And the things that we are going to say to each other at the roast is...
Oh, boy.
Have you written much for that?
I've written a very tiny bit.
Have you?
I've not had as much time as I would have liked.
I wrote a bit on the way here.
And I'm worried about Freddie, I think.
Mate. So I'll tell you what I've written because this will go out after the roast has been out. Okay. So this is the joke that I wrote on the way here, just to start off.
Who's it about?
I'll tell you the joke. What's fucking hell? What's blue and small? A Smurf. And I'm going to wait for that to get nothing. I'm going to go, oh, really? Okay, try a different one. What's blue and small? Finn Taylor's premature baby. And I'm going to go, if you sat there thinking too soon, that's what the doctor said. There you go.
Finn. And the thing is, as we know, Finn Taylor's not going to do anything about that.
It's going to be furious.
I would love to see Finn Taylor fight you.
Why?
That'd just be really funny.
I don't think he would.
Can you fight?
I can fight for a comedian.
With a mic, just
Yeah. Look, if we were in like a rough pub on a Friday night, then I wouldn't be starting anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if we were in a green room at fucking 21 Soho or whatever in London, I'd be like, I'm the hardest person here by a mile.
Who? Okay, if you're in a green room and it's all kicking off, who would you want in the green room?
What, to back me up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Emmanuel Sanubi just to start. I don't know if he can fight.
Oh, Emmanuel Sanubi is so big he doesn't need to fight.
Yeah.
It's like saying, can the BFG throw down? It's like, it doesn't matter, he's 27 feet tall.
Yeah.
You'd want Troy Hawk.
Yeah.
Because he's massively into his fucking martial arts. I reckon you'd want Longley as well.
Longley's a bit of a nutcase.
The thing is I would take Longley over Troy. And that's not because I think that he's harder or anything like that.
Longley's up for a scrap.
It's because Longley looks harder.
Yeah.
Troy looks gorgeous.
He does
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And gorgeous people tend to not be able to fight because they've got
the exception to the rule.
Well, they've got something to lose. That's what this is. Yeah. So with ugly people, they make good fighters because they go, I can't come out of this looking any worse.
Yeah, true.
Like, so I lose a tooth. Do you know what I mean?
It will add to the charm.
Yeah. What? The Fiat Cinquento's just got a fucking scratch on the back. It's not us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas when you go in with your Ferrari, you're like, no one touched me.
Scratches.
Yeah. I would also take, do you know who Colin Cole is? No. Colin Cole is a Australian comedian. Did Jongleurs in the like 90s and early 2000s.
Right, okay. When it was...
Ex-bouncer, and he's about 7 feet tall. Like, he's literally enormous. So I'm just taking giants.
All the big guns.
Yeah, but the big beefy guns. I'm not taking Rob Mulholland. Do you know? I mean?
Rob Mulholland in a fight would be like, those things they have outside used car showrooms. Fucking what they're called.
It'd be like trying to catch a daddy long leg with a pint glass. Just watching it squirm out the way. Yeah. Oh, fucking hell, mate. Have you ever been in a fight?
Yeah, I've been in some scraps.
What's your win ratio?
Well, I don't know. Look, in a fight, who really wins? Because both of you are knocked up a bit. You've all been knocked out.
Yeah, but the person that's sort of like, if it's a fight, there's usually a winner and a loser.
I would say I've probably won about 75% of the fights.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Basically, because there's a switch somewhere in there.
Oh, that goes off?
Yeah.
You can channel, like, years of, like
oppression,
passive racism.
Yeah, everything. But the thing is like, the switch is one where, when you get drunk and you feel no pain?
Yeah.
I get to that point where I'm like, there was a time in my life where I punched cars and headbutted windows and stuff like that.
Really?
Just absolutely lost.
I wouldn't have that with you.
Yeah, I know.
Was that the trader lifestyle though? The Wolf of Wall Street?
No, it was just after my banking days, and I just had a bit of a breakdown, and the breakdown resulted in me just being an absolute fucking nut job.
Really?
The amount of things I broke, the number of fights I got into was insane.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd never have you down as that.
I know.
It's because you look so lovely and lovable and huggable now, but underneath you belies a killer.
Absolute killer. But yeah, there was a time where I think 24 to 27, I was like, bad.
Really?
Yeah. Because I didn't have a teenage meltdown.
All right, okay.
In my teenage years,
Too busy being paid at boarding school, weren't
Yeah,
you?
I was just too nice, and I was really scared of my mum, and just listen, very good Asian boy in that sense.
Well, I think Asian parents are so different in the way that they like raise kids and stuff.
Oh my god!
Like,
yes.
so I used to be a teacher, obviously. So like, I can honestly count on one hand the amount of like, really bad Asian kids that I taught. But what I would say is when they were bad, they were little fucking arseholes. Yeah, like when they were bad, they were really hard work. But generally speaking, like all you need to do is you go, what if I call mum? And they go, oh, shit.
Yeah.
She'll hit me with a fucking broom is what'll happen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my mum, she used to hit me with weapons, and the weapons were like rolling pins.
Sorry. I shouldn't laugh at violence towards children.
She threw an iron at me once.
She sounds like she's a character in Cuphead.
Yeah, no,
You need to defeat.
Her way of discipline was mental. Once, right, during the 3 years where I was like completely mental.
Yeah.
My mum and I got into a proper shouting match, right?
Yeah.
And she got so fucking angry with me.
Yeah.
She screamed at the top of her lungs in Bengali, but I'll translate because I'm assuming you have very many Bengali listeners. She said, if I killed you, I'd go to jail, so I wish I could put you back inside and have an abortion instead.
Wow. What's that sound like in Bengali?
তোকে মেরে ফেললে আমি জেলে চলে যাব তো এখানে ঠুকে তো abortion করে ফেলি.
I just heard the word abortion.
Abortion.
Is there no word for abortion?
No, because actually Bengalis don't like that. That's right. That's why there's 180 fucking million of them.
Yeah, they're worried that if there was a word for it, it'd catch on.
Yeah, catch on. Nope.
Oh no, it's not possible.
Yeah.
We don't have the technology.
Yeah, Bangladesh is twinned with Texas.
Fucking Jesus Christ. I knew this was a bad idea. Knew we were going to bring it out the worst in each other.
I know, it's awful. But yeah, no, my mum was the disciplinarian. And then as I got older and she knew that the way she was hitting me wasn't really causing me any pain.
Yeah.
She
varied her tactics up.
Yeah. So what she'd do is, see this part of kind of just under...
What, she learnt pressure points?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So she took my tricep, pulled the skin and twisted it. Fucking painful.
Whoa.
So painful.
Jesus Christ.
But she was the best woman in the world. Absolutely amazing. Like, she was mental and she disciplined, but she was fucking great. I would have it no other way. And it's been interesting, actually, right? Because I thought that when it came to me having kids or whatever, my attitude to discipline was similar to my mum's.
Yeah.
Which is like, beat the shit out of them and they'll be in line.
Yeah.
And it's funny, for a long time I was a bit like, I think that's what I want to do. But I've realised with like nieces and nephews, even my dog, I'm just not like that at all.
Yeah, I don't want kids at the moment myself, but with my dog, I'm a worrier. So even though I usually couldn't give a shit about anything, if my dog so much as fucking coughs or shit, I'm like, oh, is he all right?
Yeah,
is he okay?
Yeah.
It's like he's a dog, he's just coughing. It's like, yeah, but is he okay? It could be that new strain of something that I've read about on the internet. Do you know what my dog does? So when I'm eating, obviously he's a Jack Russell, he tries to get my attention.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So what he does is he used to try and bark and try and get up on my lap and stuff. And so I constantly push him down, you got to teach him and stuff. Yeah. And then what he did one day is he started being sick, right? Yeah. And so he was like this. And immediately...
Just retching, or was anything coming out?
Well, this is it. Immediately I looked at him and he stopped and he was like, some food? Please?
Yeah.
And I was like, you little fucker. Yeah. What he'd done is he'd learned to pretend to be sick.
Yeah.
So it was like having me dinner with Karen Carpenter. Every time I tried eating, I just hear... It's like, Jesus Christ.
But how do you... When your dog's acting up...
Yeah.
What's your discipline strategy?
It depends what he's doing. So... What I do is I actually follow quite a bit of dog training videos on YouTube. Yeah, I love it, mate. So what I tend to do is I know that food motivates him. So I'll put him into like I'll basically...
Headlock. Do you want this? Do you want this tree?
You laugh, but one time we had to cut his nails. He didn't like having his nails cut.
Cutting nails is
And
tough.
so the only way that I could do it was I put him into a headlock while we tried to cut his nails, and he got free of the headlock, moved his head, smacked his fucking skull against the bridge of my nose and bust my nose open. I was like, you little fucking cunt. And he looked at me like, what, bro?
What, bro?
What
do you want me to do?
What do you want? So I got Emmanuel Sanubi and Dave Langley and Colin Colrad, and we fucking knocked the shit out of him. No, I'll tell you what it is. I try and get him into like I don't sort of even acknowledge his shittiness. Like, if he's been a dick, I'll go no or stop or have those commands. And as soon as he stops, then I'll try and distract him by getting him to do a trick, and then I'll give him a treat.
Yeah, okay, fine, yeah.
So he's like, oh, I want this. What? Oh, sit down. Yeah, all right. Oh, cool. Treat.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? And then that kind of snaps him out of it a little bit.
Yeah, it's interesting, the attitude to discipline, because I'm fairly lax with my dog, but even, like I was saying, with nephews and nieces,
But you've got what have you got?
a jackapoo.
A jackapoo. So the thing is that the poo cancels out the jack.
Yeah.
So poodles are like the fucking loveliest. Like,
Yeah, she is absolutely amazing, but now she's taken to making sure I ask her multiple times to do something.
yeah.
So if we're out on a walk and she sees something, I'll call her back and she'll just stare at me being like, I'm not coming. I'm like,
yeah.
no, you have to come now. She's like, no, I don't.
The thing about that is,
I don't have to. I'm like, you fucking shitbag.
Well, do you know what? The one thing that my dog's always done is had great recall, because I know that if it doesn't, I'd never get him back.
Oh my God, we just turned into those Asian parents that start talking about their kids. Well, my dog's got great recall. My dog's recall is so good. He's been doing it since before he was born.
I love it when you go full Asian. It's very funny.
There's different kinds of Asian.
Me and Dan Nightingale used to do Bradford Asian on the phone.
Oh, bloody hell, great.
It's a great accent, that, bro.
Keep doing it. Talk like this throughout the whole podcast.
Welcome to Bigoted Podcast, bro.
The editor, can you just cut that bit?
No.
Just cut that bit.
I don't want to be cancelled, bro.
Bro, don't cancel me, innit?
Love
Why
it.
you cancel me like that for?
Love it. Do you know I used to... so, you know, I once learnt Gujarati to try and get a date with an Asian girl. I told you this, didn't I?
What? Tell me the story again, because I remember it vaguely.
So I learnt how to say "you're very beautiful,"
and then what is that?
and then I think it's something like "tu bo ruparicha" or something like that. Yeah. That's exactly how I said it. Yeah. Not in my bloody Lancashire accent. Tu bo bloody ruparicha.
Yeah.
You hear me, lass? Yeah, and then I said. I learned how to say I can speak Gujarati, Mutti Gujarati Bolai.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Thank you, I tried that time. And those were the two things that I learned. I thought it'd be a really cool thing, because I just assumed that the next thing that she would have said was like, how do you know that?
Yeah.
And so anyway, I walked up to her and I was like, Tubo Ruparicha or whatever. Yeah. And she went, what? And I was like, shit, Tubo Ruparicha. And she went, are you speaking Gujarati? And I went, I'm going to have to just go with my other one line here. Yeah. So I'm going to, Mutti Gujarati Bolai. And she went, I speak Urdu. I was like, cool, I'll just go away feeling...
See ya later.
It's quite weird to feel dejected and racist
at the same time.
You're like, oh, I actually wanted to do the opposite of racism too.
Would it? Did that not enamour you?
I wanted to opposite racism you. Sex is opposite racism.
Exactly. Yeah. Reparation sex. Did it not enamour?
Nah, she wasn't asked.
She wasn't. Oh.
No. I know.
Yeah, that's the thing with Asian girls, are a bunch of twats.
Well, I have been on dates with Asian girls before, and it has been as close to a military exercise as I can possibly imagine.
Oh, yeah. Boy, oh, boy.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God, someone just saw us. Really? Because we appear to be in the middle of nowhere.
Well, yeah.
She's like, no, I think that car that just rode past, that's the same car as my auntie's neighbour's fucking mobile hairdresser.
Bro, like, the last time that happened to me was, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Got chatting to this girl. I mean, this was the worst of all the kind of dates like that I've been on. There's near my house, this kind of industrial retail park type
Yeah.
place. So she was like, "Oh, I'm here at the Nando's, obviously." So she was at the Nando's, and she said, "Come and meet me here." So we got to the car park, and she's in her car. She goes, "I'll come to my car," and I was like, "This is the first time I'm seeing you. I don't want to get into your car."
Yeah.
So she's like, "No, please get into my car." I'm like, "Okay, fine." Got into the car. She turns the ignition on and starts driving. I'm like, "Where the hell are you going?" And she's like, "No, we need to go to a dark corner." And I'm like, "Is there someone at the back? And am I going to get jumped?"
Yeah.
She goes, No. My brother comes here a lot. I just don't want him to see me with a bloke out here." Right? I was like, "Okay, fine." So then she reverses the car into this dark corner, facing in towards the car park.
Yeah.
And she was basically like fucking Adam Rowe, one eye on me and one eye on the road.
I thought you were going to say she was always on her phone.
Yeah, oh, that too. And she was just, I was like, I couldn't have a conversation with her.
Can you give me a blowjob? I've just signed a deal with Manscaped. Oh God, no, you can't, because she's constantly. They're like a rescue cat. Do you know what I mean? They're like constantly sort of like looking around.
Do you know one thing I really want to do though as a YouTube show is a date? Have you ever been on a date with someone their chaperone was there?
No,
I've done those.
that's insane.
And the chaperone is like a brother or an uncle.
Oh,
And they're sitting at the table with you.
I mean, to be fair, the reason that I haven't done that is because if they are that Asian, I'm not getting a first date. Do you know what I mean? Like, listen, we're a chaperone family, but we don't mind a marrying fat white people.
Yeah. Chaperone dates are mad. Because really, what you're doing is dating the chaperone. Do you know what I mean? You're trying to impress the chaperone as opposed to the girl.
Yeah. Does the chaperone say anything?
Yeah.
What?
Well, there's extremes. There's a chaperone that sits at the same table.
Yeah.
There's a chaperone that sits a table away.
Like they do when disabled people date.
Yeah.
So they don't like... Oh my God, that's horrible.
And then there's a chaperone who sits in the same restaurant but far away. Or cafe.
Right.
The chaperone who sits in the car. Basically, the level of liberalism is their proximity to the date. So if they're further and further away, they're like, "Oh, we're chill." Like, people will say, "We're a really chill family. He was in the car the whole time." Chaperone. And they're like, "Yeah, but the car was fucking facing me through the window."
Oh my God. So what does the guy... Does he just sit in the car for an hour?
He sits in the car and just, if you need to get out, times you for 45 minutes.
I love the idea that there's somebody listening to this in the car in a week's time going, "What are the odds, bro?"
Yeah, what are the odds, bro? I'm doing that right now. Right now, I'm doing it. My sister's in there.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, and in the 45 minutes, beeps the horn. We're done.
No. Yeah. That's just, I mean...
But also, I get it. On paper, it sounds horrific.
Yeah.
But think about the amount of times to get saved. Think about the number of shit dates you've had to endure.
Yeah.
For hundreds of pounds.
Yeah.
If there's a chaperone there after 45 minutes saying, "Right, let's go," we're done.
Yeah. I'd still rather not have him there. Because you could probably meet somebody who's dead nice, who you definitely have a connection with, or you would have a connection with, but they're not bringing out their true selves. Because the date is essentially pointless, because neither of you are being your true self.
See, I disagree. I think there's something quite fun and quite sexy about her knowing the chaperone's in the car, and she's there going, "I want to suck your cock right now."
Is that what gets said?
Of course, sometimes.
Do you know what? I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
I would love to be a chaperone at a date that you're on.
Really?
That'd be fucking hilarious.
Why do you think? Like, just...
I think it'd just be really funny, like...
Just me going, tubo, ruparicha.
Tamil. Who would be a good chaperone in comedy? I think Dan would be a good chaperone, to be fair.
Dan Nightingale?
Yeah.
No.
No?
No.
Why not?
Well, Dan is a conversation steerer. He's not a passenger, is he?
Okay, that's true. Well,
you know what I mean?
then no comedian.
No comedian would be
chaperone.
good. Well, or if you're going to have someone like introspective and thoughtful. Do you know what I mean? Like somebody, Peter Brush.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? He'd be lovely.
Yeah,
He'd
that's
be
true.
great. He's not intimidating everybody.
Yeah.
You don't want a massive fucking growling like that. Trying to fuck my niece. Do you know what I mean? Yes, that's exactly what's going on, and I can't even hide it.
You can't fuck my niece before I can. I get first dibs of no longer.
Getting more and more cockney. What?
That's
Jeff?
Take the boy out of East London, mate. Fucking.
You, Jeff. What? Swears a fucking... Oh, shit, man.
What's really funny about that is, so my dad, he came to the UK when he was 15.
Yep.
If you speak to him now, he's been a paramedic 24 years, perfectly fluent English accent. There's the odd words where the consonant is slightly strongly pronounced.
Like what?
Like, I don't know. I can't, like, turn the tap on, he might say.
Oh, right, okay.
Just certain words.
Yeah.
But basically, he's got an English accent.
Okay.
But my dad, because he moved to this country when he was 15 and he moved to the East End of London,
Yeah.
when he gets angry, he turns Cockney and it is fucking weird. So he'll be talking to me being like, tell your mum to shut up, please. She's weird. Please, can you ask her to be quiet? And then he'll be like, fucking hell, woman, I told you to shut the fuck up! What's wrong with you? Doing my nutting! And you're like, who the heck? Why is my dad turning into Danny Dyer? Daddy Dyer.
Excuse me, could you turn off the dip? Please turn off the dip. What the fucking hell? Do you think I'm fucking made of money, you cunt? I'll tell you what, you can fucking ring U-Switch next time and get us to change fucking tariff. Be on hold for 45 fucking minutes! Turn off the dip.
He hated the big lights had been turned on as well. Turn the fucking big lights off!
You stupid cunt! I love Cockney accents. Can you do many accents?
Well, you know, my claim to fame on Have a Word was all my amazing accents.
I don't listen to it. So which ones can you do?
Any accent, mate. There is not an accent in the world that I cannot do.
I'm learning Jordan Peterson at the moment. Can you do Jordan Peterson?
Kermit the Frog. I'm Jordan.
Why does he sound like a little girl?
Feminism is a real problem. Feminism is not real.
He sounds like the people that he hates.
Just make your bed. Once you make your bed, there's so much more productivity.
So do you know?
That was pretty good, actually.
So do you know what I started? I'm trying to do it because I think it'd be funny to do, and
Why don't you do it now?
I'm listening. Well, what I do is I listen to an audio book. I listen to the 12 Rules for Life, and it's narrated by him. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll not listen to any of the rules for life, but I'll keep periodically just saying what he said and trying to. So I have a leading phrase to try and do Jordan Peterson, which is "Do your job."
Do your job.
Do your job.
Yours much deeper baritone.
Yeah. If you wake up in the morning, you got to go down and make your bed. And once you've made your bed, you need to go out into the world and find a job.
Why is he Irish?
I don't know. Go to Dublin. Spend some time in the Emerald Isle.
Conor McGregor Peterson.
Who the fuck is that guy? Oh my God. Do you know what? We were meant to talk about whether or not young footballers have a problem today, and we've just fucking ignored the whole script. We'll have to do it just so I have something to title this video. So should we get serious? You ready for this?
Oh God, here we go.
And
serious. That was such a jarring shift of pace.
Well, I'm worried. I was like, we've not talked about anything.
Yeah. Jordan Peterson, let's talk about footballer rape. Fucking hell.
Yeah, it was very much like the tone of that conversation was like, you know, when you get off an aeroplane in a hot country, you go, woof, whoa,
We had Irish Jordan Peterson. Now let's talk about Mason fucking Greenwood.
Jesus, oh Jesus. Okay, so
yeah.
Is there, and this is what we were going to talk about as a debate and a chat, which is what this podcast is usually about. we don't do that other word nonsense around here, lad. Obviously, we can use Jordan Peterson as Jordan Peterson. Fucking we'll use Mason Greenwood. Don't get those two mixed up. We'll use him as a jumping off point. But footballers in general, like for example, the footballer, the very unfortunately named footballer David Goodwillie, who is a convicted rapist, and with a surname like that,
it's a very bad Willie.
Yeah.
Bad Willie.
David Bad Willie. Jesus. It's not nominative determinism, is it?
Yeah.
So, he's been signed by Raith Rovers, right?
Yeah. Sorry, what Rovers? Serious.
That's going to be the bit that goes out. Wow. Just got off the aircraft.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's that Abu Dhabi sunshine getting me right in the face.
I'm in Doha, right?
Right. So he's been signed by Raith Rovers, and he is like a actual convicted, I don't know exactly what he's been convicted of, but
sexual assault, rapist, whatever it might be.
And
Ched Evans got signed, didn't he, as well?
He plays for North End now.
North End.
Yeah. Do you know what was really funny about the Ched Evans thing, right, is that he played for Fleetwood Town before Preston, right? And when Preston North End signed him, there were loads of my friends are Preston North End fans, and they were all like, "Hey, it's a bloody disgrace. It's terrible. His past and what he brings to the club, and I don't care if he got found guilty or not guilty. At the end of the day, there's standards, Preston North End, as a football club, a family club no less. There's standards that we have to uphold, and that man is tantamount to destroying those standards that are the bedrock of my club. And he only got 3 goals in 24 games last season." it's the idea. It's like, if you're going to sign a rapist, at least one that can do a job.
On the pitch.
I want a 20-goal a season nonce.
He should be able to do a job on the pitch and on the pitch. It doesn't make it anyway.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Now, look, if this is a rapist that has a goal in every other game, goal-scoring record, we might make the playoffs.
Yeah.
All is forgiven. Everyone deserves a second chance.
Yeah.
But 3 goals in 24 in League One.
Not even worth it. Not worth the risk, mate. Yeah.
And I do think that there's an element of that, is that people sort of like the morals leave them when it suits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
of course.
But the David Goodwillie thing, what I found was amazing is that the captain of the women's team, who's been a captain there for 10 years, she resigned in protest. She went, "I've been the captain here for a decade. I can't have this. I'm gone." Yeah. And it's hardly like the female captain of Raith Rovers is going to be like snapped up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she's essentially quit
her main source of living. Yeah.
And I wouldn't quit comedy for. Do you know what I mean? If I was on the same lineup as somebody who was Dodge, I wouldn't be like, I quit the game. I might be like, I'm not playing with him, but I wouldn't be like, I quit the game.
Isn't it? I mean, the thing is, let's start with United. We're both United fans. Giggs and Greenwood seem to be, the number 11 shirt seems to be pretty cursed.
Yeah.
With those men. Ronaldo and Van Persie have also been embroiled in stuff.
I didn't know about Van Persie.
Yeah, he's been embroiled in some sort of rape allegation.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, the footballer Kleberson.
Yeah.
There is a, and I have to put this in air quotes for the purpose of not being sued. Allegedly, the reason that he signed in the January window and not the summer window was because his girlfriend in Brazil was 15.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was recently a Brazilian footballer who moved to Spain.
Watford player, João Pedro.
João Pedro, yeah.
Yeah, he's married to a 15-year-old.
Yeah, so
but he was 17 at the time, so it's not like ultimate nonce.
And I think the age of consent in Brazil is 14, right?
Yeah.
So in Spain they were like, "Why are you posting pictures of a 15-year-old girl?" It's like, "It's my girlfriend." That's good Brazilian, isn't it?
Oh, fucking hell. For a minute, I could close my eyes and think I was at Ben Brazil.
Yeah. You should make go French. I don't know why it's Louis Van Gaal or something.
She's Dutch Brazilian. Brazilian.
Yeah. But look, I think the thing with... It's a bit like... is it your joke? No, Adam Ray's joke about... Sorry. Oh, God, that's so funny.
Wow. Do you know what? That was very close. That was very close to the fucking end of a Hollyoaks episode, wasn't it?
Is that glass?
Yeah.
Jesus, I shouldn't have laughed.
Yeah, that would have killed me.
Are you all right?
Oh, I'm absolutely fine. I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice until it was down there.
How's it not cracked?
I don't know. Oh, well, that's 25 quid I'll never see again. Anyway, you were saying...
I was saying that at a certain level of wealth...
Yeah.
For some reason, well, we know the reason. At a certain level of wealth, the power gets to you.
Yeah.
You're basically untouchable.
Yeah.
And for boys and men especially, for some reason, a big part of that power is exerting sexual power.
Uh-huh.
Now, at a certain level, billionaires, whatever, for some reason, they want to exert that power over children because they feel like that's all that's left.
Yeah.
If you're a billionaire,
Yeah.
you can fuck anyone, basically. But footballers,
Yeah.
some of them might be nonsense. Adam Johnson, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
But they just think they're untouchable. And, when I was working in banking, I worked in the football space. So I was a banker for footballers, actors and actresses.
Wow.
Right? So I used to go into football clubs pitching for business.
Yeah.
And you'd see, I remember seeing a very young Jack Wilshere
Yeah.
just not bothered about anything anyone was saying.
Well, it's funny you should mention this because obviously, Adam and Dan, over at Have a Word are making a bit of money now.
Yeah.
I had a little conversation with Adam where I sat him down, took him to one side, and I said, listen, you're making a decent wedge of money now, but nothing lasts forever.
Yeah.
If you're smart, don't spend it,
Invest
save it,
Yeah.
invest it, and you can create a serious amount of wealth because you're happy now, but 10 years, 15 years, you could create wealth that would last a generation if you're really clever about it now. So save your money. And he took me to one side and he looked at me dead in the eyes and went, no. And it was then that I realised that he completely understood that that's what he should do.
Yeah.
He just didn't want
Yeah,
to.
and, particularly with football, a lot of these boys, come from very working class stock.
Yeah.
And they're suddenly thrust with 20, 30 grand a week.
Yeah.
And so, this isn't me trying to find excuses, but I think with someone like Mason Greenwood, the world at his feet, regarded as one of the best young talents in world football.
Yeah.
He's got sponsorship deals coming through.
And also, it wasn't like back in the day, and I'm even talking the 2000s and the 90s here. Back in the day, if you were an 18-year-old lad, it doesn't matter even how good you were, you had to suck the fucking dicks of
all the senior players.
32-year-old fucking people. So it doesn't matter how good you were as the next world-class player, you're below the fucking shitty 32-year-old club stalwart who isn't anywhere near as good as you, never has been, never will be.
Yeah.
But he's got seniority, and when he talks, you shut the fuck up and you listen.
Yeah.
And that's just how it was everywhere. But now that hierarchy doesn't exist, and they surround themselves by people who are like, yes, you're the best thing in the world. You're incredible. These agents, and all they care about is transfers.
Yeah, the next commission they're going to
get. The big fee and stuff. Yeah. And I think that there is definitely a culture of telling young men, you are the best and you can do literally anything that you want.
Yeah.
And I think that they take that literally.
Yeah. And this is why I was so happy with the Djokovic stuff. Generally, I'm not a big fan of Australian border force.
No.
But actually, the fact that they said to Djokovic, you're Novak Djokovic, one of the greatest tennis players to have ever played the game. but you broke the rules. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, we have to draw the line. And I heard the recording.
The worst, isn't it?
I mean,
so
it's
bad.
so fucking grim. And listen, if you're a young lad listening to this pod right now, don't be doing shit like that. Like,
oh, mate, it's so gross.
it's
isn't it?
gross. There is nothing sexier than consent, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, when a woman really wants to have sex with you, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Although I've realised if a woman has a much bigger sex drive than you, it's terrifying. Because you can't keep up with it. You're like, what the fuck? I cannot do this.
Yeah.
But it was so grim, and you know, none of us have the right to just impose ourselves upon someone like that.
Yeah. Do you know what it made me think of as well is the amount of footballers in the last 12 months, but let's say the last 3 years, that have been outed as being, let's just use a blanket term here and say, sexually not good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not, and that covers all the...
Let's say sexually immoral.
Yeah, and that covers everything from your Mason Greenwoods to your Bissoumas, grabbing women in the club and stuff like that. That was never the case, back in the day. And, we're even going back 10 years or whatever. So the question is it a culture that we've created? And if so, can we do anything about it? Or is it a case of, nowadays, every single person has got a camera phone. Every single person has got a fucking access to record something and put it on the internet instantly. So is it that footballers have always been like this and now they're just getting caught? Or is it that something within the game has changed?
I think not just football, but it's just socially, culturally, it's been proven that it's always been like this.
Yeah.
Now people are getting caught.
Yeah.
It's just with the Me Too movement and all these other movements that are really elevating these stories for women. I think it's great that it's bringing it to attention, and it does highlight that these issues have been around for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Mason Greenwood isn't the first footballer to have done this, and I'm loath to think, I don't think he'll be the last either.
No.
But yeah, I would say that it's always been like this. The only difference is, if Alex Ferguson is your manager and he finds out this has happened, I reckon he's coming round to your house and fucking clipping you round the back of the head.
Well, there is a story,
and taking you to the police himself.
There is a story of when Ryan Giggs was a youngster and he went to a house party at Lee Sharp's.
Yes,
and
I know
he came
this story.
round and dragged...
Yeah, everyone started hiding. Yeah.
Dragged Ryan Giggs out of there.
Yeah.
That would never happen nowadays.
No.
But also as well, at that party, I don't imagine that it was full of nicely sober but not too drunk women all consensually playing Twister. Do you know what I mean? I imagine there was fucking...
a bit of debauchery going
pills
on.
and coke and all sorts of fucking passed out ramblings.
Yeah.
But there wasn't fucking Snapchat, so it got under. I genuinely think it's always been like this, but now there are the tools for accountability.
A, and B, also, I think on those tools for accountability with social media, I think nowadays, because so many women are putting themselves out on social media, looking beautiful, looking amazing, I feel like some young men seem to think, oh, they want it. It's that whole what's she wearing idea. So if you go to a club, women want to look amazing, take pictures for Instagram.
Yeah.
And even if she's a bit flirtatious or whatever, if you're a young man, you're thinking, oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in here. And, in that scenario, on the voice recording, he was just like, they were obviously on the cusp of having sex or something.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I was screaming, have a wank. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. He was like, put your legs up. And she goes, she literally says, I don't want to have sex with you. And why that made him think, shut up, just put your legs up. You're thinking,
what's wrong with you?
What?
If you're that arsed, go and have a wank in one of the other 8 bedrooms of your house.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know why you'd... Oh, God. But it's just fucking...
It's grim.
weak.
It's grim. And I, as much as I, as a player, loved Mason Greenwood...
Yeah, you can't... You're dead to me.
He can't be playing for Man United or any football, really, until this thing is sorted out.
That's to be fair, that's one of the positives to come out of this situation. And I use the word positive lightly, but one of the positives is the overwhelming amount of traction I've seen on social media, especially off Man United fans, has been people going, that's disgusting, get out of the club.
The one thing I will say is, because I get a lot of flack for the whole Ronaldo thing, is, Ronaldo may or may not be a rapist.
Yeah.
Why do you think? Is it because we've heard and seen stuff with Mason?
Totally. So if I'd heard and seen the same thing about Ronaldo, I would have the same opinion. Because the minute that, like, those pictures that she put up were bad, but the voice recording was unforgivably bad. And I can't myself, I try to be very wary about not being too reactionary.
Yeah.
Because we live in such a reactionary world nowadays where anything goes online and people are like, oh, cancel their career, they can never work again. And often there's two sides to every story. And sometimes people make a mistake in the moment that I don't believe should impact them for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
But the Mason Greenwood thing, what she uploaded was several...
Well, her friends did.
Oh, her friends did. Yeah. What they uploaded was several pictures that documented several occasions of her being abused and a voice recording as well.
And if it was a voice recording, it means it's happened before.
Yeah,
which is
totally.
Do you know what I mean?
She wasn't just occasionally.
Yeah. I just feel like recording us today.
Yeah. Note to self.
Yeah, absolutely. But the other thing as well, though, is, but the only challenge with that, and I hope a lot of listeners will understand this as well, is a lot of women don't have evidence.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? A lot of, they don't take the pictures, or they don't record, or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And they come forward, and this is why so many rapes and sexual assaults go unreported.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, well, I can't go to the police because I've got nothing to say to them.
Yeah.
And which is why so many sexual assault cases don't get prosecuted.
Mm-hmm.
So it's how you do that, I don't know. The very other extreme, the grim side of it, and as has happened in America with lots of American footballers, where they've been accused of rape having not done it.
Yeah.
And so, look, I don't know what the answer is. I'm a fucking comedian.
Yeah.
But something needs to happen where we're able to take people to task when they do something wrong.
Yeah.
And also for women not to feel like, A, they can't come forward, but also the other side, oh, I can just accuse someone of doing it.
Yeah.
That's not what we're saying is happening with Mason. I mean...
Yeah, there's never going to be a perfect situation or anything like that. What I found really interesting, and I sort of learnt this recently when comedy had its own little Me Too movement, was about women's intuition. So... when you'll get women go, I just had a really bad feeling about him. And I always used to think, well, what the fuck does that mean? You had a bad feeling. What does a bad feeling mean? Give me black and whiteness, because that's what I understand. But actually, I've come to realise that women's intuition isn't just some silly made-up thing. It's a powerful thing. Because if I misjudge the character of a person and they get me alone... nothing happens. The consequences for me is that I might be put in an awkward situation. Somebody might steal my wallet or something like that. As a woman, if you misjudge a man's character and put yourself in a vulnerable position with him, the consequences are you might get raped and killed. So you have to develop a sense of you have to develop that sixth sense in a way that we just don't need to fucking operate on.
Which is completely true. But again, there's also the other side, because I remember a few years ago, a comedian said to me, oh, there are some women who say you're a bit creepy. I'm like, well, why? And they go, oh, because you offered them lifts home after gigs.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
What? So now I've stopped.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel a bit weird about it, because I'm like, I'm in the middle of fucking Birmingham.
Yeah.
In a village somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm driving back to London.
Yeah.
She's finished the gig early and is about to walk to the train station by herself.
Yeah.
I'd rather give her a lift.
Yeah.
But I don't anymore.
Oh, totally, because it's not worth it. Yeah. Well, I mean, while we're being honest, there's some people who I think are a bit loopy on social media, who are a bit erratic. If I work with them, I won't talk to them because it's just not worth it. I'll be pleasant, I'll be polite and courteous, but I ain't fucking saying any more than 2 words.
And the thing is, what I don't understand is, if I'm driving you home, me holding my cock is just for my comfort. The way you put your hands on your tit.
It was an itch.
It just gives me, my balls give me comfort. I'm not doing anything. I'm just.
Okay, now don't start. One of the other pictures will fall off.
Yeah, I know. Fucking hell. Are you all right then? That was. I shouldn't. Why was my immediate reaction to laugh my head off?
Because it was funny. Because you were looking at me, so it would have been really funny if it had hit me on the head. It would have been really funny, to be fair. No, man. Do you think that Mason Greenwood should ever play football again?
If he is found to be guilty,
yeah. So if it's okay, this happened, and he got found guilty of assault and like attempted rape or whatever. Like, what would you? Like, is it a case of, well, he served his time, he's come out, like they did with the David Goodwillie thing.
Yeah.
He served his time, that's the end of the matter, draw a line under
well, this is it. If he serves his time and the club are willing to put up with the risk of having him, if he served his time and has some treatment rehabilitation for what he did, then kind of okay.
Yeah,
it's the whole thing
not
of
all right with it,
but
mate.
what job can Mason Greenwood do?
Aldi.
Can he?
Yeah, he can work
Why?
at Aldi.
Why is Mason Greenwood safer at working at Aldi than he is being a footballer?
Because working at Aldi is not a privilege the same way that working at being
there's
a
still women
footballer
there.
is. You what? Sorry.
There's still women who work there.
Yeah, but it's not a privilege. Like, I feel like being a footballer is such a privilege that I think it's a privilege that you can lose. Whereas just working in a fucking shop or something like that, or working in a call centre, it's not.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But also, one thing I will say about football and sport in general is, whilst it is a privilege, you do have to earn that privilege.
Yeah.
It's not like comedy,
Yeah.
where people who haven't earned the privilege
Yeah.
get to do certain things.
Yeah.
To be a footballer, you have got to be pretty fucking good, even if you're Phil Neville.
Yeah, football is as close to a meritocracy as you can get, really, isn't it? There's not really many footballers where they go, listen, we needed a diverse first 11.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, I can't believe another game and there's 11 straight white men.
Yeah.
The team that I've got out, there's a woman.
Yeah.
There's a BAME back four.
Got no legs.
Yeah. One of them, our left wingers, neurodiverse.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe he wants to take the free kick with his walking stick. Maybe he wants to play golf. Yeah, all right, he's autistic. He needs to take 15 steps before he takes the fucking free kick.
It reminds me. Do you know what? Now that you've said it, the way that Ronaldo takes a free kick is how the way a person with autism would take a free kick.
I know, it's so true.
Setting themselves 3 steps to the left and then just twatting it as hard as they can and hoping for the best. Yeah. Do you know what? That'd be a really funny sketch.
That'd be
actually.
such a good sketch.
It reminds me of have you seen the Shane Gillis one with the first all-white American football team?
Yes, yeah.
Reminds me of that.
That's really funny.
Do you know what? I thought of a really good idea for a sketch. I've not done it yet, but I need to film it, but it's quite fun. So, you know those dog programs, dog training programs.
Yes.
Graham and stuff like that, dogs behaving badly and stuff. So it'd be like a parody on that, and I'm wearing like a little 3-piece suit, like, I'm here in Barnstable to meet Lauren, who's got a cheeky cavapoo with a serious problem. And then we get there, it's like, well, what seems to be, who's this? Oh, it's Dottie, what a cute little dog, what seems to be a problem? Oh, well, sometimes when I go out, she barks, like a really benign problem. And I go, right, okay. Really easy fix that. It's a good job I came round. What you need to do is have it put down. And that's every solution to every problem.
We're back 4 years later to see how Lauren is coping since we put down Dottie. You turn up and Lauren's there, like, shooting up heroin, going,
I would think of it going. I would think of it going a slightly different way. There's a puppy, and you're like, "Oh, you're moving on. That's great." But then you look in the garden, and there's 4 gravestones.
Every time they barked, as soon as they barked, first bark, dead. It's training. I was on that program on Challenge TV, and that presenter came around and said, "Put him down."
Oh my god! So yeah, I haven't filmed it yet, but I think it would be quite funny
That is really funny
to do. Do you know what the sad thing with the Mason Group? That's it. I'm coming back to it. I'm linking back.
I mean, the left turned on this fucking podcast episode.
We're stepping back in the airport.
Yeah,
Woof.
Jesus.
Do you know what the sad thing is? Is with all these football things, genuinely, the thing that makes me unhappy is I look at the Wraith Rovers thing, I look at the Chad Evans thing, and I know that there'll be one club that'll take him on. There'll always be.
Especially someone as talented as Mason Greenwood.
Yeah, there'll always be one club. There'll always be one.
Can you see a big Premier League club taking him there?
No. So I put on line and on a few sort of, comedians, football forums, I put he's ruined his career. I said, that's his career over. And people were like, it's not his career over because he'll play football again. And it's like, no, it's his career. The career that he was going to have is over. Yeah. So he'll never play for England again, nor should he. And he'll never play for Man United again, nor should he. Yeah. And he'll probably never play for a top club. He'll probably never play in the Premier League.
It's very unlikely he'll play in Europe.
Yeah. And I don't think he'll play in the Premier League either, right? But will he play in the Championship? Maybe. Will he play in fucking, the Bundesliga for like a lower team or something that just, the problem was over there? Because Jerome Boateng, let's not forget, he was a footballer for centre-back for Bayern Munich, fucking smashed the shit out of his missus, centre-back for Lyon, and they're a fucking Champions League club.
Right,
they literally just went, yeah, fuck it, let's have him. Because there'll always be a club who prioritise success over morals. In fact, they all do.
But I also think, of course, sexually assaulting your partner is a form of domestic abuse, absolutely. But I think for some reason people make a distinction between slapping your partner about and raping them.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know if Jerome Boateng raped his partner. I've no idea.
No.
But if that came out, then I think it's unlikely he'd play for Lyon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there is a different,
because they'd be like, oh, it's your relationship.
Well, what I didn't bring it up to compare the two.
Yeah.
I brought it up the fact that he instantly played for Lyon.
Right.
So the minute that he got released from Bayern Munich, there wasn't even like a fucking, like a 6 month where everyone went, who's going to be the first to move? It was like, we'll have him. Come on over to, to France or whatever. And that's what the problem is. So, the thing is I think he will play football again. And I think that the only way that
China or Qatar.
Well, I think the only way that you can orchestrate, he won't go to China because China have had all the money taken from the league. It's been gutted now, pretty much. Qatar may be one of those somethings.
Al somethings.
Yeah. So it's like Al Hilal or something like that. But I think the only way that you can...
Well, who play for Al Haram?
I don't know what that means. What does
Haram is forbidden.
Oh,
Actually, Al Haram would be a really good team. So Haram is like all the players who've committed sin. Haram means it's sinful. You can't do
okay.
it. So you've got Benjamin Mendy.
Yeah.
Mason Greenwood.
Prison FC, isn't
Prison
it?
FC is Prison FC. Yeah. But in Qatar. Yeah.
Fucking. But I think the only way that you can solve the problem, or at least attempt to solve the problem, is by completely fucking, completely gutting the chances of them getting back and just being like, no, you're not allowed to play, because that's a real consequence to their actions. You're not allowed to play football professionally again, and just take the options. Yeah, take the options away from clubs.
And for FIFA to?
To have a fit and proper persons test, because they have that for football club owners. So why not have it for clubs? I just think it's absolutely mental that we're still talking about like, oh, who's going to be the first gay player to come out and stuff like this.
Yeah,
and, there's one in every team, isn't there? And it's like, oh, well, they'll not come out because of all the abuse they might get on the terrorists, and on the terrorists. Terrorists.
See what happened there, yeah? It's because he's doing the podcast with me. Instead of saying terraces, he looked at me and went, terrorists. And this is a prime example of this passive racism that we have to put up with. In his head, he couldn't bring himself to say the words terraces.
Genuinely looked at you and said terrorist rather than terraces. There's nothing to hide behind. There's nothing to fall back. What the fuck just happened there? Holy shit. That was the worst Freudian slip I've ever had in my entire life.
Bigoted, yeah.
Oh my
Just a
God.
bit.
There's no, I don't know what to say. Sorry, I suppose.
Oh.
I don't know. I'll apologise.
Yeah, okay.
When you apologise for 9/11.
Still the best terrorist attack in history. The best terrorist attack in history by some margin.
Do you know what? Sorry.
None of this phoning ahead bullshit.
I shouldn't laugh at the 9/11 thing, but sometimes I really like. Sometimes I find it funny about the idea of if you were in the other tower and you were like, "Fucking hell, we got lucky."
Calling your missus, going,
You,
God is on our side.
you will
today.
never, mate. When I get home, I'm putting on a lottery ticket. I have just had the mother of all birds shitting on me. That's what I've had. Phew-wee. What a lucky escape. I'm going to live to tell my grandchildren about.
I'm going to quit my job and go travelling. Life's too short. You never know what's going to happen.
Do you know what, though? Is what psychopath would see a plane fly into a building and go, I need to go travelling? Oh, my God. So Mason Greenwood's next move. It's taken so many. I've tried to navigate the turn between serious discussion.
I hope the editor, over every time he does that, just puts like a screech sound over it. It's like...
Fucking hell. Every time I've tried to sort of navigate it back, we're done. I think
you
we've had
say
a good
something
chat.
racist. That's what happens.
Yeah, yeah. What I was talking about is the football terror.
He can't do it. He literally cannot.
Terraces. Fucking hell. Oh my God.
I think he's not even doing it for comedy. It's literally happening from within.
The football terraces.
See? So much easier.
I was looking over there. Like they say, they'll get abuse from the stands.
Yeah, from the stands.
I'm not sure this is going to go out.
Yeah, it is. 100%.
Give me a sec. Let me turn that on air off. Sign off. Fuck it out. Right. Okay. So they're worried about gay people coming out because they'll get abuse from the stands, and yet it is like 4 or 5 sexual predators have come out this year.
Yeah.
And it's like fucking priorities.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, it's also pretty mad that there are seemingly no out gay footballers. The last one I know was Thomas Hitzelsberger.
Yeah.
He came out after he retired.
There's one in Australia, I think.
Oh yes, he did a video earlier this year.
Yeah, but it's not like I'm not really asked about anyone who plays in the J League or whatever, gay or not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think it'd change anything. I don't think it'd. You would get a few.
But it's that whole thing of what you were saying about the Preston fans earlier.
Yeah.
Like, not that they should have to.
Yeah.
But if they're knocking in a goal every 2 games.
Yeah. I tell you what. He might.
If I could score like that, I'd be gay as well.
Tell you what, he might be a puff, but he's got a great left foot.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. What a peg on him.
Yeah. If you think he's bent, you should see them crosses he puts in.
Fucking great. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. As long as you're good, I think that people just sort of say,
I know. But also,
shit.
he shouldn't have to be. But I think, I don't know.
We do the same with comedy as well, don't we? We go, tell you what, he's a terrible bloke. There's a lot of allegations about him, and everyone in the industry knows that he's dodgy, but he sells tickets.
He fucking puts bums on seats.
He puts bums on seats.
Bums on seats, and he puts his stuff in bums. That is how it fucking works.
Yeah, he puts bums on seats, but also pretends to be a seat.
Yeah. He's one of the seats.
Mate, we're going to have to call it here, but it's been so much fun. Please come back on again.
I'd love to.
I think that we had a right laugh. Where can people find you? What do you want to plug?
Just, the main thing I want to plug is 18th of March, I'm doing a work in progress type show of a new tour show.
Whereabouts?
In Birmingham.
Birmingham.
At the Glee Club.
That'd be good.
The show is called The Pretender.
That's on a Friday night, isn't it? What's The Pretender about?
It's about society and human beings all pretending to be something we're not all of the time.
I felt a lot of that because I watched you for the first time last night, and I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
And I thought what was good is that it was stand-up that was a bit more thoughtful and purposeful. But what I liked about it is that you asked questions of yourself and the audience rather than just giving answers, which I think a lot of comics who try that do.
Thank you. So it's in that similar kind of vein where I take a look at myself, take a look at the world around me, and I feel like we're all just pretending all of the time.
Yeah.
To be environmental or social or whatever.
You coming out to Freddie Mercury?
Yeah.
The song?
No, I'm coming out to the Foo Fighters, The Pretender.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. I don't know that song. What does it go like?
I'm not going to sing it.
I genuinely don't know. What is it? Oh, is that song?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was what that was called, but I have heard it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a better coming out song than Freddie Mercury, because that's a bit more sort of like.
Well, you'd expect Freddie Mercury to have a good coming out song. Come on.
Jesus wept. Social.
On the socials, Michael Packentire. The one and only, baby.
Thank you for listening. Please, if you've enjoyed it, become a Patreon, because Patreons get extra shows. They get extra content once a week. They get early access to be able to listen to shows early. They get access to our Discord community service. They get to ask questions to guests and a whole host of other different features. They also, in January, everyone who was a Patreon got a free NFT of a dick.
Nice.
A dick pic that I drew. In February, everyone who's a Patreon is getting entered into a draw to win we've got 4 free bottles of Hooli to give away from our sponsors, so they'll get free rum.
Lovely
and then also we're working on some other exciting stuff for March and April.
Yeah, he's doing a dog show.
So yeah, there'll be plenty of seats going for the dog show, both sitting and standing in the terrorists. You know what they say about standing terrorists? They are a bit dangerous.
They're
a bit more dangerous. Safe terrorists we've got now. Safe standing terrorists. Yeah, we're working on loads of extra stuff and things like that. You can become a Patreon for just £1 a week, £4 a month, £1 a week. It's nothing, but it helps us to keep the show running and pay for costs and things like that. Thank you ever so much for listening. Have a great week. Bye-bye. This podcast has been sponsored by Outlier Distillery. They are the makers of the fantastic Hooli Manx White Rum, which is available right now on the Outlier Distillery website for just £34. And there's an extra discount code for everyone that listens to this podcast. Just enter Pigoted at checkout and you get yourself 20% off. Now, this was a company that was actually started in lockdown, and they make some fantastic drinks. I am a huge fan of this Hooli Manx White Rum. As you can see, I've drunk nearly most of it already. It's a really strong flavour, and it goes great in cocktails and daiquiris and rum and cokes. So if you are a big drinker, if you're a fan of alcohol and you like white rum, then get yourself down to Outlier Distillery's website and get your code 20% off by entering Pigoted at checkout. This episode of Pigoted Podcast was sponsored by Taylor's Toys. Now, for OG listeners of the show, you'll know Taylor's Toys. They've been sponsoring us since the beginning. They are a sex toy company that specialise in making high quality produce, like you grow it. You know, they make good products that don't fall apart after a couple of uses, but they're at decent, reasonable prices as well. You can head over to taylorstoys.co.uk right now, check out the amazing range that they've got on offer, and if you enter the discount code PIGOTED at checkout, you get 20% off and you get free delivery on orders over £25. It is a fantastic thing to do, especially with Valentine's Day just round the corner. Head yourself over to taylorstoys.co.uk and spice some things up in the bedroom.